All right to the characters and storyline of Fruits Basket belong solely to its creators and copyright holders. This text is a fan-created interpretation and does not claim any ownership or official affiliation with the creation or distributors of Fruits Basket. All references to the characters and their development are based on the original work and intended solely for entertainment and discussion purposes. Quiet Moments in Recovery, a Fruits Basket fanfiction. Chapter 1. Tohru had been feeling off all day. There was a persistent sense of dread she couldn't shake, a heavy feeling in her chest that made everything seem slightly surreal. She tried to brush it off, telling herself it was just her imagination, but as the day went on, the feeling only grew stronger. By the time Kyo got home, Tohru's anxiety had reached a peak. She tried to hide it, greeting him with her usual warm smile, but Kyo could sense something was wrong. He had always been attuned to her emotions, and tonight was no different. Dinner was a quiet affair. Tohru picked at her food, her mind racing with unexplainable fears. Kyo watched her closely, his concern growing with each passing moment. Finally, he couldn't stay silent any longer. "Tohru, are you okay?" he asked gently, reaching across the table to take her hand. "You seem off tonight." Tohru's eyes filled with tears as she looked at him. "I don't know. I just have this terrible feeling I can't explain. It's like something bad is gonna happen." Kyo squeezed her hand, his heart aching at her distress. "It's okay, Tohru. I doubt anything bad will happen. And if something does, in a very unlikely situation, we'll get through it together." But Tohru's anxiety had already spiraled out of control. She started to hyperventilate, her breath coming in short, rapid gasps. Kyo's eyes widened in alarm as he realized what was happening. "Tohru, breathe. It's okay. Just try to breathe with me," he said, moving to her side and taking her hands in his. He began to breathe deeply, hoping she would mimic his actions. In and out, slowly. Tohru tried to follow his lead, but the panic was overwhelming. Her vision blurred as she felt like she was going to pass out. Kyo's calm voice was the only thing anchoring her reality. Kyo's calm voice was the only thing anchoring her to reality. "You're safe, Tohru. I'm here. Just breathe," he repeated, his voice steady and soothing. Gradually, Tohru's breathing began to slow, and the panic started to subside. She clung to Kyo, tears streaming down her face as she finally began to calm down. Kyo held her close, murmuring words of comfort and reassurance. When Tohru's breathing had returned to semi-normal, Kyo leaned back slightly to look at her. It was then that he noticed the flush in her cheeks and the heat radiating from her skin. He placed a hand on her forehead, his concern deepening. "Tohru, you're burning up," he said softly. "You have a hell of a fever." Tohru sighed weakly, still trembling from the panic attack. "I didn't realize." Kyo helped her up and guided her to the couch, wrapping the blanket around her shoulders. "You need to rest. I'll get you some water and something to bring down your fever." He quickly retrieved a glass of water and some fever reducers. As Tohru sipped the water, Kyo sat beside her, holding her hand and stroking her hair gently. "Thank you, Kyo," she whispered, her voice still weak and shaky, but filled with gratitude. "I'm sorry for worrying you." Kyo shook his head. "You don't have to apologize. I'm just glad you're okay and want you to feel better." They spent the rest of the evening on the couch, with Kyo keeping a close watch on Tohru's condition. He kept her hydrated and made sure she was comfortable. As the night wore on, Tohru's anxiety somewhat subsided. Kyo, who watched as Tohru struggled to keep her eyes open, declared to head up to bed. Once Tohru was settled, Kyo climbed into bed next to her. "Thank you for being here, Kyo," she said softly, her eyes heavy with sleep. Kyo kissed her forehead gently. "I'll always be here for you, Tohru, no matter what." With Kyo by her side, Tohru finally drifted off to sleep. Hi, my name is Angel and I hope you liked this. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. If you want to hear more, check out my website, or if you want my books in an easier to read format, check out my Wattpad. Bye!